Iain MacDonald.
Hello there, everyone. Since turning 30 last year, I'm feeling as if I'm going through a bit of a midlife crisis. I mean, let's face it, I'm from Glasgow, so 30 pretty much is well into middle age. I find that when I get drunk, the hangovers take longer to recover from than the time you actually spend getting drunk. I mean, you know when you're getting older, when you start making noises when you get up from a comfy chair. It's not only that, it's more to do with the sort of the dreams that I had when I was younger, that I thought I'd accomplished in it. I mean, I don't think I'm going to get a contract from, say, my favourite football team. I mean, long gone are the days where, I don't know, I could even attempt to get away with a half fare for anything. And even the mention of sort of getting on with a teenage girl makes me a prime candidate for getting my house fire bombed and falling onto a register. I'm also at the old man kind of stage where I think almost all young people complete arseholes. I mean, I like going to the cinema, like a lot of people. But when I see an advert saying one of my favourite films, most anticipated films coming out, I don't think, that could be an enjoyable cinematic experience. I just think, how many sort of barely pubescent arseholes are going to be shouting all the way through that film? I mean, generally there's about 5 or 6 of these people who, once the lights go down, think it's some sort of audition for Britain's Got Retards or something. I mean, now when I buy a DVD, I look for the usual, the kind of the gag reel, the extended features, the interviews with the cast, but also look and see if there's an arsehole's commentary feature, just to give it that full sort of cinematic experience. I just want to sort of turn around and just shout, shut the fuck up at them. But knowing that the rest of the audience's reaction would be dichotomic, to say the least. I mean, you'd be thinking, well done for someone actually telling those little bastards, while thinking, they're just shouting at a bunch of children. It's a no-win, really. And I think that the only sort of place that you can not get this sort of aneurysm-inducing sensation is the pub, where if there are underagers in, then they generally employ the same sort of attention-attracting techniques that Joseph Fritzl did so eloquently for about 25 years. I mean, I've recently kind of curtailed my boozing, so I've had to find sort of that kind of solace elsewhere. And that place is coffee shops, somewhere that I never thought that I'd go. I mean, I'm not one for drinking like tea or coffee anyway, but when I thought I'd be walking into one of these places, I thought it'd be like Amsterdam or something, where I wouldn't actually mind paying about a tenner for one of their brownies. I've always wondered where sort of the Egypt that you get that talk so loudly into their mobile phones about the most inane subjects in the world, where they congregate. The ones that sort of look at you and discuss as if you're imposing yourself in their sort of private conversation. I mean, it's mobile phone dickheads can move. The sort of people that wear like shorts in winter and scarves in the summer. The sort of people that organise like dinner parties that serve fucking foie gras and Ribena. I mean, coffee shop cunts, basically is what I kind of call them. But I had to make the transition from pub, some people are not talking about, you know. But I had to make the transition from sort of pub to coffee shop, and I wasn't sure how I was going to do that. So what I did, I got one of those, you know, the Amazon Kindle kind of books that you get. And I haven't read a book, well, certainly since the dawn of high-speed broadband and digital television. So I thought I'd take my sort of my little sort of middle-class sort of token of acceptance and just casually stroll in a coffee shop and be fine. But I didn't realise how out of my depth I'd really be. I mean, I just got in there and, I mean, I don't know what fucking mocha chocolate or latte Tom's kind of sprinkles are, you know what I mean? So I just sort of looked for the most obvious thing in the menu and I just sort of worked it out, log your Americano, please. But I mean, that wasn't the end of it. I mean, I was standing there sort of sweating like, I don't know, Fred West had just got a visit from Tony Robinson and his time team. One extra day. But then, I was asked the most instant question in the world, in hindsight. But at the time it was like, Jesus Christ, I'd run out of lifelines basically. And this was, do you want milk with that? I mean, also, that's an actual question, now I know, but after seeing all these different things in the menu, I didn't know if there was some kind of special milk that you got, you know, maybe these kind of different coffees, so I just kind of wondered, no, I'm sorry. And everyone there basically knew what I was, sort of the coffee shop urchin. I just wanted to get the shitty coffee, sit down, you know. I was being gawked at with some sort of disabled goat or petting suit. I mean, life wasn't that much easier when I was younger either. I was forever getting into trouble at school. Always getting like punny eckies, with 500 lines of, I must not punch class rabbit, something like that. But the technique I employed with the punny eckies was, and I thought this was a time-saving device, but obviously it wasn't. Writing the sort of eyes down the one column, and then the musts down the next column, and so on. And it all kind of went off at a slant. So if I ever wrote it, it looked as if it was a mild stroke or something. But what it did do was it built up amazing wrist and forearm strength, which I was told the kind of the older boys that appreciate a bit more in later life. But it's when you've done something really bad, that the sort of fun and games, if you like, began, because you could send to the janitor's office. Now this hadn't happened to me, but I've heard tales about it. Apparently when you were sent to the janitor's office, you were to participate in a game of blind snake wrestling. And the aim of the game was to make the other one cry. Now, I mean, the boys that I've seen come out of the janitor's office over the years mustn't have been very good at it, because I've seen them out coming out all distraught and crying sort of thing. But when I went there myself, I mean, I must have been a natural at it, because I made the snake cry. I never knew snake tears could be so sticky though. I seem to remember his house get dumped in a bit after that. But anyway, back to the punny eckies. A couple of times, well, more than a couple of times, I employed, or I tried to play a game of punny roulette, in which I insert a few choice words into the punishment exercise in the hope that the teacher would just look at it as we normally did and discard it. It was a bit like a game of jobby, really. You don't know, jobby, one of my favourite Scottish words, is where one person in the class sort of just whispers, jobby, and then each subsequent person needs to sort of increase it in volume until someone gets caught. I mean, I'll say it was a game, but I mean, it's much like a game of robot wars, where the winner's actually the biggest fucking loser. Anyway, when I did insert these sort of words into punishment exercise, I always looked for the teacher's reaction. It was like kind of the wry sort of smile on his face that knew that you fucked up your last night of television, and turned into a bit of shock when you see what you actually put into the punny eckie. But then when the wry smile came back, that let you know that you're going to see the janitor again, it was a bit dodgy. I'd like to talk about, you know, these adverts that you get, or more like appeals that you get on television. You say if you sponsor a dog for like £4 a month, then your new best friend's going to write to you, send pictures of you, or send pictures of it even. I mean, what kind of organisation are these people running here? Have they kind of bred the littlest hobo with Lassie or something like that? It makes you wonder what they do for, say, I don't know, £5 a month. With two between, a taxi come, something like that. And then you've got the likes of the polar bear and the tiger. Now, if you were facing one of them in the wild bounding up to you, I don't think it'd be coming up wanting thank you for the money you've been sending over the last 12 months, I'll give you a picture itself. It'd be concentrating on mauling you limb from limb. And I mean, how many of us have actually seen one of these animals in the wild anyway? It's always been in the, I don't know, television and pictures, things like that. I mean, who cares if our grandkids don't get to see them? They're on television. I mean, I never got to see a Tyrannosaurus Rex, it's not affected me. Then of course you get the appeals to the pandas. And then to be there just like a typical Buffy Castleman. They sit in their arses all day, beating their fat faces, and of course with 2 black eyes. But that's where the similarity ends for me. Because I don't think they'd find a bunch of scientists waiting for them to reproduce for many years. I've seen the queues outside the post office on Monday morning. But it always seems to be the same guy that does these kind of appeals as well. I mean, you must think you must lead an incredibly depressing life. You know, going into the office kind of, so, what is it today? The hungry, the homeless, and the zoning, jumping the frog squirrel, you know, something like that. Just imagine, it's how going to be life and soul at every party. So, someone could die down on the stereo, the glass and talking better. It's hardly in the league of, I don't know, the national lottery guy or say the jobby to Big Brother. I mean, imagine he did these kind of appeals, you know, sort of, day 18 and I'm an endangered species, get me out of your house. Good, you decide to make the panda extinct, called 09011, and the rest of it. And at least these are the premium rate numbers as well. Not the kind of default ones that the charities sort of give out. I mean, if you're going to be donating money to, say, I don't know, a koala or something, you're not going to mind an extra few pence on your phone bill to help the cause. But I have seen appeals from the likes of WaterAid and Save the Children, and even with Comic Relief last night, I suppose, where they say that £10 would buy a mosquito net that saved a child's life. And I think they're missing out on a trick here, because what they should do is get all the money and send it off for a bulk shipment to be made in one of the sweatshops in China. And of course, if you get enough sort of orders in, then you never know, you might get a nicely hand-stitched pair of Nike trainers or an authentic baseball cap thrown in as well. And of course, with the production all coming back from China, then you get the obligatory free-from crackers. Another one from so. The one thing that I did see as well, there was an appeal from the NSPCC saying that £2 a month could help protect the most vulnerable children in society. But then in the same outbreak, and the shipping up, was an appeal from a donkey sanctuary looking for £3 a month. I mean, honestly, where are the priorities here? I mean, a donkey, for fuck's sake. If I'm spending £3 a month on a donkey, then I'm wanting my own one on Air Beach. Just wait to get turned into a pot of glue, and can do at least a half-decent Eddie Murphy impression. Now, I'll leave you with this. Hopefully it's not going to turn pissed up as I thought it would be, because I only wrote it a few days ago, so I'm going to give it a go anyway. Right, I'm an outgoing guy, but I'm still kind of shy. I like soft drinks from a hard liquor. I've stopped smoking, but I've not got the time, and by the time I stop smoking, then I've run out of time. I'm fast-paced in the rat race, but I'm snail slow at the Lord Mayor's show. I won't speak out of turn until it's my turn to speak, and unless you've got to prove that you're telling the truth, then I'll shoot with the lie and I'll just say goodbye. I can go interactive on my TV set, but still hyperactive on the internet. I'm highly strung because I'm low paid, and I'm still questioned why I'm never getting laid. Now everything's old just as it gets sold, and you're not part of the crew unless you've got something new. If you need the new iPad, iPod or iPhone, then you're seriously flawed, seriously sad and seriously grown. I'll write a dissertation on a population that's looking for the classification of an entire nation. Just spare me the initiation. Now, the media's wanting fast money in quick time, so they put long pauses in prime time. On the front page, you'll see a celebrity's gay, but it's not until about page 8 you see someone done for a fray. Don't say this for that's a few days. They want your views and bad news, but as long as it caters for their particular paper. I'm not one to complain and whine. My name's Iain MacDonald, and I'll see you next time. I like that bit at the end.